How do we create an online course? In 2019, me and my wife decided to go into real estate investing, and we bought 9 houses within a period of 12 months. And then we thought, okay, we had made some YouTube videos that we were sharing where people could see what it was that we were doing, but we kind of wanted to create some structured content. So in 2020, a year later, we decided to create a course about how do you finance properties? How do you go from no properties to 9 properties within a year when you don't really have any money in the beginning? So that was like the thing. We were sharing it on YouTube, but like if you wanted to put it on YouTube and share a video that's like 16 hours long, it doesn't really work. So the course was created using a Samsung S8 Pro. So now we're at like Samsung 24 Ultra thing. You can get that. And then we used a webcam. It was a Logitech C920. You can still buy that kind of webcam. It was kind of cheap. And then to promote the course, we used YouTube. And then I have the green screen behind me and a cheap microphone. And that was basically it that we used to create that course. And then profits from the course. So there's often a misconception between revenue and net profit. So a lot of people would say like we made $1 million, but that's revenue. So net profit is like actually how much money you make after you've paid for ads and things like that. So our total revenue was around $36,514 on this first course we created in 2020. And then we only had the cost for the website and for we're using something called Kajabi to do that. We didn't spend any money on ads to get this revenue. So when you want to create a course, then you kind of like need to set up a map, because there's like with the chicken and the egg, there's some things that comes first. So before you start creating a course, you need to define what is the outcome. What is it that you actually want to achieve making this course? And that's very, very important. And very often people don't do that. So we'll go a little bit more into these points later in the video. Then the second thing you need to consider is that now you have the outcome, then you need to decide like what needs to happen in order to achieve the outcome. You can also ask yourself the question like, why are you doing it? But that's beyond the concept of this video. If you want to see more about the why, then subscribe to the channel. I'm Pelle, by the way. And then the third step in creating the course is then how do we actually do it? So looking at the outcome. So when I created the course in real estate investing, my outcome was to teach what I had learned in a structured way. So YouTube is a little bit content here, a little bit here, a little bit here, and then we can like put it together, but we will never really get all the things. So I had made a lot of videos, but it was like unstructured. So the course in real estate investing, how to get the financing, how I got the 9 properties within around 12 months. The course was just that content in a structured way. Your outcome might be different. I didn't want to make any money on it. It was like nice to have an extra income from selling the courses, but that wasn't the primary goal. The primary goal was for me to give the knowledge to other people. But you could have the outcome of financial freedom, or you could have like an outcome that's freedom to travel the world. Maybe your outcome is to support your family. So one of the guys who bought our course in real estate investing, so he came to us, he bought our course, went through the course content, and then he asked for a mentorship. So his goal was that his father was working in a bike store. So he was repairing bikes. He was around 70 years old, and he thought his father should retire. So he was like, okay, Pelle, I want my father to retire, and that's like the idea with going into real estate investing. And then we were talking, so how much money do you actually need for your father to not work in the bike store anymore? And he said like he would need around this $3,000 to $4,000 per month. And I was like, okay, then you can go 2 ways. So either you finance properties or you sell the house you live in, and then you buy cheap houses in the rural areas, and then you don't finance them. If you do that, you only actually need 4 houses, and then you have the income to support your father. And he was like, oh, I think we should do that. So that was his outcome, was to get 4 houses, no financing of the houses, and then he would have the economic support to support his father. His father was not part of it, so like within the next 12 months, he got the 4 houses, he got the money, and then the father was like, no, I don't want to quit my job. I want to keep working in the store. And I was like, okay, yeah. But that's the thing. We need to look at the outcome, because we need to know how much money, if money is a goal to achieve our outcome, how much it is. And for some people, it's just to create security. It's the same with real estate investing. A lot of people go into real estate investing to have a secondary income if something should happen. The same if you have an online course, then you have a secondary income if your course is successful and someone actually buys your course. So now you have the outcome. Like, what is it that you, on a personal level, maybe you just want to teach, want to get out of this course? And then the next thing is to define, what does that mean? So we need to put up like a scoreboard. It's like a football match. It's Manchester United against Chelsea. If you're American, it's something like, I don't know what the teams are called there. Anyways, but they're playing against each other, and you have a score, right? So every time there's a goal, then it goes like from 0 goals to 1, right? And then at the end, the one with the most goals wins. So we need to know, what does it mean? When do we have achieved our outcome? So if it is a money goal, then we need to define, how much money do we need? So before I was talking about the student with real estate investing. So he wanted the $3,000 to $4,000 for his father to live and not have to work anymore. So that was the goal he needed. So you need to define, like, what is your goal? And it's very, very important to define this goal before you actually start creating your course content. Then the next step in the what stage is to map out your content. So with the course I was creating with the real estate investing, I thought the first thing was to get like students an overview. That means, like, if people bought the course and they only watched the 2 first videos, so like 1 hour of the content, then they would still have a very good idea of the pros and the cons, and like get an idea of some of the worst mistakes you can make, and some of the best tools there. So I had made some spreadsheets that would make it very easy to see, like, this is a good property, this is a bad property. So I put that in the beginning, but that's like the next step of the what state is simply to map out your content. So what are you going to teach? You don't necessarily need to record the course at the moment, but you need to map out the content. So this is like the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end. So what I did was that I had like the introduction part where I would summarize different aspects, give some understanding. Then I had a strategy section. Then I had a theory session. So that means, like, if you needed to know some of the abbreviations, weird words within real estate investing, or you had like a question for, like, how do I write a contract for the tenants, then you would go into that section and find a video on that. And then at the end, I had walkthrough videos where I was talking about all the houses we bought, why we bought them, what we did that was good, what we did that was bad. So that was like the structure of the course. But that's like the next thing, is that you need to map out your content. Then you need to record the content you're making. So depending on what kind of content you're making, you can use PowerPoints like I'm doing in this video. You can, if you're doing recipes, you could put up your phone and record the recipes. You can use a whiteboard. You can go and show things. You can record things, and then after that you can do a voiceover with the recording equipment. If we look at phones today, then like most phones that are the flagship phones from the last 3 to 4 years, you could actually record a pretty good course on it. I would recommend getting a better microphone. Maybe DJI has a DJI Mic 2. That's a good microphone. Els Røde has some microphones, but it's a good idea to get a microphone. I have here a HyperX Quadcast. That's the one I'm using to record this. It doesn't need to be super super expensive. It's the same with the webcam. You can get better webcams. I'm using a Insta360 webcam for this video. I used the C920 before. You can use a lot. It doesn't really matter. The recording equipment is not necessarily the most important part of creating course content. It is about creating value and providing the content to your to the end user, the guys, people who are going to buy the content from you in a structured way. Then if the quality is not like superb, it doesn't matter that much. You can always change it and make an update and make it better later. That's not where your focus should be. Your focus should be on like, how do I achieve the goal with the recording, the what, and then the primary focus is on creating the best content in the world, teaching the things you want to share with the audience. Then the next thing in the what stage is that we need to define who's going to buy our course. It's very important because I see a lot of, if you've watched like Dragon's Den, Lion's Den, in Denmark it's called Løvens Hule, then the problem people always have is that they create a product where there are no one who wants to buy the product, and then you have a problem, or there's not enough people who wants to buy the product. Why I said problem is because every product, it doesn't matter which product it is in the world or if it's an online course, the product is a solution to a problem. So people will pay you in magnificence in order to the size of the problem. That's why cleaning a toilet doesn't get paid as much as a heart surgeon. It's a different kind of problem and you need different kinds of skills. So most of us can clean a toilet. Not all of us can do heart surgery. You don't want me to do either of those things. That's not the things I'm good at. So we need to define who's going to buy our course. Because again, if we're looking at kids, so a lot of YouTube channels can have like, I don't know, millions of views and not be making a lot of money because they're targeting kids. And it doesn't matter if you have like the best course in Minecraft to do something that all the kids want. Because if they are like 5, 6, 7 years old, they're not, it's not likely that they're going to buy your course. So you need to define like who are your target audience. Maybe if it's a niche thing that's like very nerdy, then you have like some people who are interested in buying this Minecraft course, but you need to be aware who's going to buy it and why would they buy your product. The same thing with like old people. So like, I don't know, define old people, something you define yourself. But if we look at my mom, so my mom is interested in gardens and in cooking, but she's not on Facebook, she's not on Instagram, she's not on YouTube. So we need to define again, who are we going to sell this course to, because she's not on these platforms. So how are you going to reach her? So you need to define that before you start creating the content, because it doesn't matter that you create the perfect course for my mom because you can't sell it to her because she's offline, if that makes any sense. And again, if we're targeting young people, somewhere between the age of 12 and 75, then we need to see like, do they have the money and do they want to spend the money on buying this course from us, and how much are they willing to pay for this course? And then we need to define again, where in the world are they? And when we know that, when we know who our audience are, and we know what their needs are, and we know how much they can pay, then we can look at what is it that we're going to offer them. And then we can see that, okay, maybe I shouldn't go too crazy into this thing because they're only going to pay this much. Do I want to create the content for them, or are there not that many people? So I created a small extra course in Danish with some spreadsheets. So I knew going into creating these spreadsheets that I would maybe sell over the lifetime of the product, maybe 500 of these spreadsheets. So it would never be a good business for me because I was selling them at $100 each for the course. So I would never become a millionaire selling this product. You just need to be aware when you go into creating your online course that how many people are going to buy it and what are they going to pay, and then you know if it's going to be a good business. So that's like the good starting point is actually thinking a lot about this course that you're going to create. And then the easy part is actually how do we do it. So we need to record the course content. So you would do that. It would never be perfect the first time you do it, but you would record the course content, put it in there, and then you can always review. You could add like a little bit of community, start talking a little bit to the people taking your course, and then get some feedback, and then you can update it, make it better. But you just need to record the course content. If it's with your phone, if it's with a webcam, if it's with a very expensive camera, it doesn't matter. You just need to record the course content, and then you need to upload it to some sort of platform. The easiest way is to use Kajabi or use something called ClickFunnels. There are something called like Teachable, and there are like different kinds of platforms. It's very good to start with one of these platforms and say like, okay, I'll use Kajabi or ClickFunnels because it's sort of easy to get started. It has everything. It has the website. Everything is there, and if it's something you can't do yourself, then you can go into the, like, I think it was called Elance in the past. That was not called that. It's called Upwork today. But then you can go there and have someone design like a simple website for you to begin with. But these platforms are very easy. Kajabi and ClickFunnels has some very good video guides, video course that shows you how to use the platform. There's a link down in the description where you can get a 30-day free trial on Kajabi and a 30-day free trial on ClickFunnels. So when I started, I used Kajabi. Today I use both platforms. Using the Kajabi platform, I signed up for the 30-day free trial, and then I screwed it up and say like, Pelle, then you need to pay the $200 subscription. I was like, no. So what I did was that I found another email address, and then I created a new account. I got the 30-day free trial again, and then I tried again. And then this time I sold the product, and then it was paying for itself, if that makes sense, right? So it was just a free trial and then another free trial, and then you keep going that way. So you don't need to pay before you actually sell your products, and then you get better at setting the things up. And then we have the how do you get to the customers. So that's like marketing, Facebook ads, YouTube videos, Instagram, so on and so forth. It's not really related to how to create your course content. Creating the content is not that hard. You just need to have something on your heart that you want to share, and if it's valuable for people, then I think you are like, it's your responsibility to create the course and then like share what you know with the world. But creating a course is not that hard in general. You just need to know what is it that you want, what does it take, what does it mean, the things that you want, what is your product about, and who is going to buy your product. Are there enough of these people? And then you just need to record it, put it on a platform, and then you need to ship it to the customers. So that was like a broad overview, like a simplification of how you create an online course. And then the more we try, the more we practice, the luckier we get, as Brian Tracy says. So subscribe to the channel. If you have any comments, write it down below. Thanks for watching. Bye.